The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Well, he does seem to spend a lot of time in stress treatment facilities, so who knows, maybe he has some issues. Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it's time to return to Darkest Dungeon. Let's see. So I have about 11,000 gold to spend on some things. I'm not entirely sure what to spend that gold on. Let's see. Alright. We may also be taking on the, wait a second. Yeah, Resolve level 4 is low enough that you can take on veteran level missions. We may end up taking on the Hag today. Alright, Bassange is as upgraded as he can get. Let's see how Emery is. Emery's weapon could be upgraded. And let's see about Tardif. I don't really need to upgrade Tardif's weapon. Let's pop over to the guild and see what they're got for us. Alright. Let's see, upgrading Collect Bounty would increase its damage bonus versus human. I'm not sure whether or not the Hag counts as human. And I'm going to put a couple of points into Marked for Death. Let's look at Emery. I'm going to upgrade Hound's Rush and Target Whistle. And that's really all we can afford and still be able to outfit the team properly. So, let's see if we can do this. I beg you, no! If we kill the Hag, we get the Ethereal Crucifix. Very interesting. Bit of a mixed bag power-wise, but could be very useful, as well as quite a few heirlooms. Alright. And for this, we're going to want Tardif, Bassange, Emery, and any one of our several Vestals. Let me quick check something. Never mind. I have made a mistake. We really should not bring a bounty hunter to take on the Hag. Who can I replace Bassange with? You know, the Crusader has the same problem of not being able to comfortably attack position 3. The Grave Robber, however, has Thrown Dagger, which deals extra damage against marked enemies, and can comfortably sit in position 3. So Bassange is going back on the bench, Emery is being moved forward one space, and Clarinel gets to go on yet another boss fight. And Lulier should be a perfectly adequate Vestal for this task, and she already has the Tome of Holy Healing, etc. So you have Pick to the Face, Flashing Daggers, Thrown Dagger, and Poison Darts. I like that combination. Now let's get you some trinkets. So Quickening Satchel could be okay. I don't remember whether or not the Hag is Eldritch. I also don't remember whether or not the Hag is human. I'm really not sure what classification the Hag falls into. I suppose I'm about to find out. Definitely want the Sickening Satchel, extra damage versus Blighted. And let's see, the Blight Stone could be good, but the Blighting Satchel will be better. Yeah, I want the Blighting Satchel. Alright. And the one with Target Whistle. Let's see, what can we give you? See, the Life Crystal isn't actually a bad idea, considering the fact that he's in position 2, which he isn't crazy about. Wait, we have... That's rather amusing. We have 2 Sacred Scrolls and 2 Tomes of Holy Healing, and I managed not to notice that. Okay. Let's see, the stun stone could be good. What else would be? We don't want the quick draw charm in a boss fight. The bleed stone could be good. So many trinkets, it starts to become difficult to keep track of. I may have to sell some of the less useful ones. I think the life crystal... No, the life crystal should really... Actually, yes, the man-at-arms I think has better options. And then the... Where's the bleed charm? Yeah, the bleed stone is good because he's mostly going to be using Hound's Rush, which is a bleeding skill. Alright, and for you... Let's see, I know I have some man-at-arms only equipment. Longevity eye patch, that's definitely good. Especially since the man-at-arms is the one who's likely to end up in the pot. And... I know the recovery charm is pretty good. That bonus to healing received. And Rampart, Defender, Retribution, and Crush. I like that combination. And for you... I'm gonna drop Hound's Harry for Blackjack. Actually, that's stupid. I'm dropping Cry Havoc because you can't use Cry Havoc in position 2. Alright, I'd say we have our abilities. Right. I learned the hard way. Bring shovels. Right. Plenty of torches. This is going to be a fairly long mission. Plenty of food. Get us some medicinal herbs, a couple of keys, because I believe every area can have things that interact with keys. It's just some areas have more. I think this is one of the regions that has fewer of those. And bring plenty of bandages and plenty of anti-venom, especially since we have enough money for a lot. And I'd say we're good. Here's hoping I remember to use the dog treats at some point. They could...
Her knowledge of horticulturalism and its role in various arcane practices impressed me greatly. My licentious impulse gave way to a genuine professional respect, and together we began to plant, harvest, and brew. There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
Okay, I'm not actually going to bother with this hallway then. If this is the way they're going to play it, with an obstacle in a 2-tile wide hallway, we're just leaving and I'm not coming back here unless I confirm that the boss is in this wing. I'm not blowing a shovel for the possibility of maybe encountering the boss. Also,
carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
That's 6 points of blight. I'm giving you some antidote. Also, the reason why I keep switching which hero I have selected, is because I'm an idiot. I thought that I was hitting A and D and moving back and forth. My hand was one step up, and I'm hitting the Q and E keys, which switches between heroes, and I'm thinking, like, have my controls changed? What's going on? Nope. Nope. There's no...
stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Nope. There's no secret to it. I'm just an idiot. Well, we have a new note. Hewell, dear friend, exemplary warrior, and a survivor of the King's Wars and many sorties in these halls, met an ignoble end. We were weary, Hewell and I, as we searched for sanctuary. Weariness, it appears, has a murderous streak. It blinded him to the mechanism that tripped the spikes which eviscerated him. I held him as his essence slipped away. Another giant fallen in our mad pursuit. I am alone now, weary but unbowed. I press on. Almost making it seem like this is a bad idea, but it can't possibly be a bad idea. I mean, we've put so much effort into this. Would we have worked this hard if it was a bad idea? No, this must be correct. What we're doing must be good. Okay, this is another of the hallways I'm not bothering with, because there's an obstacle and it leads to a room with nothing. This curio would have to be pretty amazing for that to be a good idea. And the pack contains loot. And the inventory is already full. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to just light another torch because the light level was low. And anti-venom. Deteriorating bracer, gold, and some deeds. I am reluctant to drop the note. The deteriorating bracer isn't valuable, but I'm just going to drop the extra stack of food. It was always kind of excessive. I'm trying to actually collect the notes. I won't go so far as to put the team in danger trying to collect them, but I am going to try to collect them. Ooh, we have the option to fight a shambler. We really probably shouldn't, though. And we can do some grave robbing. I'll do that after I've seen what's in this room, since we have to come back this way anyway. And what we've seen is our first fight. And they open up with stressful incantation. They would do that. And since this is a medium level mission, stressful incantation inflicts reduces the torch level. See if we can remove. Well, I was hoping to stop one of the cultists to prevent that from happening, but apparently not. Also, I forgot, on medium, it's only on veteran level missions that stressful incantation also marks the target. Also, you can inflict bleeding on ectoplasm? That surprises me a little bit. Well, nobody has too high of bleeding resistance, so Hound's Hair. We're only bleeding for a little bit. Well, I don't know, 6 damage. It's not that bad. I'm used to unupgraded Hound's Hair, which does a bit less than that.
Destroyed.
It's the end of one. The Vestal is having a very bad day. It is a bad day to be the Vestal.
Well struck.
By comparison, Hound's Harry is just kind of doing everything. And I may as well just... Actually, yeah, I'll use Divine Comfort now. I can move her into position after the fight.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And now, you can hit the one in the back with Crush.
Eradicated.
I'm still getting used to Crush being able to do 18 damage, critical or not.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, let's just quick get everyone back into position. Yeah, the Vestal's stress level is a little high, though. May as well try a bandage on that. Didn't think so. Well, let's open it. And
Packs
6 more
laden with
Ds.
loot are often low on supplies.
And that's kind of odd. It triggered scouting, so we got this room. Oh, I'm not complaining. And another shovel. Okay. Grab the citrine for the rubies, and holy water has some useful interactions, but I'm going to give it up for the crests. I am not lighting a torch on the altar of the Shambler. If this wasn't a boss fight mission, if this was just like an exploration mission, I actually might take on the Shambler. But we already have one boss to take on in this mission, let's not make it 2. Alright. Light ourselves another torch. Oh, we passed it. And we have yet another shallow grave. And because we took the previous crests, we have room for the new set of crests. Alright. I am sometimes unprepared for just how long the hallways get in the field. And we have another one that's 2 tiles wide. And a 3rd grave! And a jute tapestry. Something's getting dropped for that. I think we're at the point where I give up the journal page even though I wanted to keep it. I can't believe I got one of the tapestries just as a random item drop. I know it's possible, but it just surprises me to actually see that happen. And, okay, we're kind of running out of things to get rid of. Well, we have enough in the way of gold, so I'm going to drop the skeleton keys and the medicinal herbs for deeds and crests. I'll give up the onyx because we already have plenty of other high gold items. This is not the kind of problem you expect to have in Darkest Dungeon, that you have so much loot that you're struggling to carry it all. I suppose this could be the game lulling me into a false sense of security. Alright. And target whistle. Dazzling light. Let's see if we can stun it. We can. And crush. The main point is that he's marked, so thrown dagger and Hound's Rush deal extra damage to him. He's stunned for now, and we want him to be dead before he gets his next turn. Of course, it's not going to happen like that. Curse of Vulnerability. This is like their version of an occultist, basically. I also have a feeling that this guy has the ability to do something. And we have a Selfish Vestal.
Self-preservation is paramount, at any cost.
Alright. What's his stun resistance? 120, and this stun's only 110. So... well, let's see if we can stun the crone. We can. I think Rampart is still a good move, because if I can knock him back, that will be helpful. Well, he resisted it. And it wouldn't have prevented Hound's Rush or Hound's Harry, or Thrown Dagger from hitting him. Okay, but now... I was expecting him to do something to exploit marking. Alright. Oh, Thrown Dagger. Ooh, 16. Not bad at all. They keep trying to force the people out of formation in ways that don't affect us at all. And Tree Branch Smackdown missed. I can breathe again. Let's see if we can take this guy down with Hound's Rush. Oh, right, he's not marked anymore. She's Divine Comfort. At least the Vestal's willing to do that, even if she does constantly complain. Okay. I still need to hit this guy one more time for him to actually stay dead. And there we go.
Champion falls.
That just leaves the Crone and the Enchantress. And Stressful Incantation again. This is becoming challenging. That's probably what I would have told Lulier to do anyway, so I don't really mind. Especially go with Hound's Harry, see if we can get all of them bleeding. And crush the one you can crush.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright.
Annihilated.
And Clarinel showing us why she is the best person on the team.
Success so clearly in view.
Clarinel deciding to just show
really
everybody else.
Trick of the light.
Deciding to just show everybody else how it's done. And we have successful scouting. And we know where the boss is. Let's see. Let's see if we can find anything of use here. I really shouldn't have done that with the person who's already afflicted. Okay, let's make it past this hallway battle and this trap, and then in this room we can camp in preparation for the boss fight. Ah, maggots! We are all about to be gravely nibbled. Well, flashing daggers is good for them. Let's actually use judgment on the one in the back because I have a plan. And now, Hound's Harry.
Confidence surges as the enemy
One is
crumbles.
dead, and two are bleeding enough that they will die next turn. And
Another
Crush to
one.
finish off the last one.
A death by inches.
And they didn't even get to do
A
anything.
trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And Clarinel removes her 1 point of stress by successfully disarming the trap.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Alright. And now is when we make camp.
A moment of respite, a chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I'm going to start with Hound's Watch because we need to prevent nighttime ambush, and Luliere might fail to do her thing. And Therapy Dog. And beyond that, I think I'm going to let the stress levels stay as they are and do weapons practice because the extra damage is actually... We can tolerate having the main healer afflicted. The extra damage can be extremely useful. And now we rest.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And we've got ourselves a hag to kill. And antivenom. 850 gold, not bad at all. Light ourselves up a
Match is
torch.
struck. A blazing star is born.
This is going to be challenging. Yeah, we're not going to kill the
Twisted
cauldron.
and maniacal. A
However,
slathering testament to the powers of corruption.
alright. Poison darts, so now she's blighted. Dazzling light, see if we can stun her.
In
We
radiance,
failed.
May we find victory.
Target whistle. Okay, so she's now marked and blighted. And into the pot missed. Alright, and Crush, just to do regular damage. Okay, Tenderizer does a fair amount of damage. Light's rewards are for me alone. Nice job, Luliere. Well, you're afflicted, so I can forgive you. But, since the hag is now marked and blighted, Thrown Dagger does a bit of damage. Unfortunately, Into the Pot didn't miss this time. Alright, and since the hag is not marked or blighted anymore, let's get our friend out of the cauldron. Before he dies, hopefully. Ah, pick to the face did just barely not enough damage. I am honestly a little terrified right now. Luliere, please take a full turn and judgment. Okay, I can breathe again. He lost a lot of hit points, but now we do the same thing we did last turn. Alright, just go with Crush. Alright. Poison darts. Ooh, critical poison darts. Dazzling light. I am an idiot. It has... I can't possibly stun it successfully. And now Emery is in very serious danger. Alright. Okay, Crush. 10. I don't want to be eaten. Alright. Judgment. 3. One more hit. But he loses 3 hit points every time anyone takes a turn.
I'm becoming unwound.
Okay, him being at death's door got him out of there. And now she's putting someone else in the pot. Right. Throwing dagger. Ho ho ho!
Rot, consumed by the spores she spawned.
That...
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
That is one way to rescue our teammates. Okay, I'm gonna drop the, these for the new trinkets. And I'm really not gonna push my luck on this mission. Let's return to the hamlet with our spoils. That was close. That was closer than I'd like to admit, but we got her. Fortunately, the hag herself isn't very durable. I think it's designed based on the idea that you are probably only fighting her with 3 heroes most of the time, and so actually focusing your attacks on the hag, it doesn't take very long for her to die. I mean, the second version at veteran level only had 99 hit points. And 18 deeds and 18 crests, as well as 11,000 gold. And Emery has a disease. I'm honestly not terribly surprised. He has scurvy! Well, he's gonna need to be treated for that. And Liliere is a wheeled explorer whose stress is dangerously high. Tardif is gonna need some stress treatment too. And Clarinel is Clarinel with 8 stress at the end of the mission.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Wait, did Basanja's stress level go down? Because it looks like it was saying Basanja's stress level went down, but he wasn't in a stress treatment activity. Either way, let's drop Liliere in here. And Tardif can go in the penance hall. Right. Now for the blacksmith, we are actually very close to being able to afford weaponsmithing 4. One more quest could probably put us over to where we can afford weaponsmithing, or weaponsmithing 5. So, no, it is 4. So, yes, I can't count to 5. What of it? One more would do it. I'm going to hold off on spending any heirlooms then, because maxing out the blacksmith would be extremely useful. We do have a lot of gold to spend, though, and we have a disease to treat. Let's do that before I forget. Alright. And especially now that Vastil is back to being rested up, I think for our second mission of the episode, I want to give the lower level people a chance to shine again. Let's look at upgrading Vastil's weapon. Now let's also look at upgrading some of Vastil's skills. Let's see. If upgrading If It Bleeds would increase its bleeding damage from 6 to 9. Upgrading Adrenaline Rush would increase the size of the damage buff. It's the only thing it would change, though. Put a point on the Wicked Hack, and I think I will upgrade Adrenaline Rush. Now, Pottery. Upgrading Weird Reconstruction is okay, so upgrading Weird Reconstruction increases the probability that it will inflict bleeding. That's not good. Though since it changes the range from 0 to 13 to 0 to 15, I assume that means that since it grabs a random number, that increasing the range also will cause the average to go up. So it's less likely to roll a 0 because it can roll anywhere from 0 to 15 rather than rolling anywhere from 0 to 13. So just, in short, I believe upgrading Weird Reconstruction makes it less likely to roll 0. It's also a Learn Weakening Curse if I point to it. And Sacrificial Stab is always good. And Fontemai. Let's see, Sniper's Mark. The debuff for Sniper's Mark isn't that impressive, and so upgrading it doesn't really improve it very much. Suppressing Fire, however, would be very nice. Battlefield Bandage is already upgraded. And Canoville. Let's see. It increases the speed, accuracy, and critical rate of a single target. Battle Ballad. It's not. Let's see. Solo, which moves him all the way to the front. And then marks him but increases his evasion. That is very odd. I can see its uses because he's marked but he has very high dodge, so he's likely to avoid being hit while marked. But that is a very odd ability. I'd say, though, I've pretty much gotten all the upgrades I want for the low-level people for now, so I'm going to spend some gold upgrading the higher-level people, too. Let's see. What would I upgrade? What can Sword of All get yet? Upgrading Crush to increase its critical hit rate. Upgrading Retribution will increase Riposte's damage and critical hit rate, so I'll do that. And then let's see. Upgrade Cardinal's Dazzling Light. And Vavasur's Demon's Pull to increase the success rate a bit. And that's all the gold we should be spending. So let's take on a novice mission this time. Cardinal continues to be awesome, but I'm gonna put her on the bench. I can't. I won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you take on a medium mission. Let's see. Inspiring Tune is the one I would have to give up. Let's drop Inspiring Tune for Slice Off. So now... Oh, I would also draw... Let's just keep Inspiring... Yeah, let's keep Inspiring Tune. I can move the Jester back one if I need him to be farther back. And then Patri likes being where he is, but... All of his abilities work in position 2. The only issue with being in position 2 is that he's more likely to be targeted. And then Fontamai really wants to be all the way in the back. So, what can we do? We could get a bag of marbles for a exploration mission. Ooh, a medium level... I know we're not actually doing this one, but... Oh, right, I've seen this event before. Fresh Air in the Tunnels. Let me see. Fleet Florin for the Antiquarian increases her speed and debuff chance, which is not bad, but not terribly impressive. Or the Moon Cloak, which increases prot and dodge if the torch is below 26, but I don't generally operate at low torch levels. I think the Fleet Florin is the one I'm most likely to use. This is a long mission, but that will allow these heroes to get more experience. Though, the argument against that is it's in the ruins, and we kind of have more experience than we need to have in the ruins. Whereas the Wield is the one we have the least, but I suppose I can sell the Moon Cloak. Let's do the one in the Cove. Plenty of shovels. 4 should do it. Plenty of torches. Some medicinal herbs. I think a few keys and a little holy water, but not too much of those. Some anti-venom and some bandages. Don't need too much. And a lot of food. I'm actually, I think, going to bring 24 food. Because we're going to be there for a while. Okay, I think we're outfitted. I don't think we're missing anything obvious. And embark. And yeah, the fish folk have increased resistance to bleeding. At least they're better than skeletons, though.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Right. Explore 90% of rooms. You know, this is actually a pretty good layout for that mission. There's very little backtracking. We do have a drowned thrall, though. I'm actually going to use Harvest for the... I'm going to have the Jester use Harvest. Oh, increased resistance to bleeding, eh? And Wicked Hack. This is why I like the Hellion.
Press this advantage.
And they're
Keep
already
no
down to
quarter.
one guy. And I may as well use Rallying Flare and reduce everybody's stress a little bit. Oh no, see where it's... Okay, that actually did some impressive damage. Oh, Sacrificial Stab.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And that is the end of that.
Success so clearly in view.
And...
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
And I found a repeat of the note that I left behind in the Weald. That note really gets around. The note is everywhere. And Patras, proving that he definitely has the right attitude for this industry. I always get nervous when we don't have scouting. I suppose it's appropriate. Honestly, this is Darkest Dungeon. I should just always be nervous. And let's start with Harvest. You would use spearfishing. Alright. Sacrificial Stab on the front.
Decimated.
Even with the Eldritch killing incense, I was not expecting him to do that. Though he's gonna need to devote himself to healing the Hellion at some point.
Destroyed.
Though Vastal has decided to reclaim her honor after the occultist kills the... After the occultist one-shots a grouper with a critical hit, Vastal decides to demonstrate that she doesn't need a critical
Them
hit.
all.
Right? And scouting. See, I asked for scouting and I received scouting. And this is a pretty boring dungeon so far. Of course, now that I've said that, the opposite is going to become true. And our first obstacle.
Another mariner. Another misfortune.
Well, if the sodden crew is any indication, mariners find a lot of misfortune around these parts. Let's see what our next hallway battle is like. Another thrall. Well, I'm actually just going to use weird reconstruction. 5, not bad. And again, these guys actually only have 40% bleed resistance. I mean, their prot is high, but that just makes bleed the perfect weapon for them. But, and I'm going to demonstrate why I like having a Hellion. Alright, that means that only one maggot gets to do anything.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And Dirk Stab.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Alright. And move you back 1. And I already have to drop something. I suppose I don't technically have to, but I'm going to light up a
The
torch,
light, the
drop
promise of
one
safety.
torch, and grab more crests.
Glittering gold,
And
trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
this is one of those times where I kind of feel like the game's mocking me. Ooh, more scouting. And our first room battle. So who has the best... I really wonder, who has the best trap disarm of this team? Hellion has 40%, Jester has 40%, Occultist has 20%, I would have expected the Occultist to have higher than the Hellion, but it's a tie between the Hellion and the Jester on this team. Yeah, just treat the water here. Ooh, critical healing. And disarm the trap, and not so much. At least this time I remembered to attempt to disarm the trap. It's better than I often do. Ah, Fortune smirks at last. Yeah, we finally have loot that we can actually collect all of without having to drop something. And we have another thrall. Can you reach it with sacrificial stab? Well, in theory you can. Okay. If the Guardian defends the thrall, we all die. So, start with that. And then hope the Hellion gets a turn before the Drowned Thrall does. I had to say it. I just had to say it. Fortunately, suppressing fire, no, that won't work. That would only work if I could hit the Guardian with... I'm doing suppressing fire anyway, but we're probably going to be hit by the Revenge. Well, in that case, I may as well just use Iron Swan to take out the shot.
Annihilated.
That did a lot of damage. Vulnerability Hex is kind of meaningless against the Guardian because it's in position 1, which means that the... I'm just going to use Weird Reconstruction to just... It was bound to happen at some point. I finally got a 0. I finally got 0 healing from Weird Reconstruction.
This is how a life is taken.
Battlefield bit. Ooh, critical battlefield bandage. That is good. I want everybody to be close to full health for when that thing explodes. Good news! We're all still alive! Ow. Not for long, possibly. Just gonna use Adrenaline Rush for now. Okay, bandage, and you're not in a position to be able to use anything else. You can't target anything else, so Dirk Stab. Alright. Okay, 12. That's more the amount of healing I would be hoping to get.
But never hidden.
Yes, that's the amount of healing I would be hoping to getting. I grammar much good. Let's actually use Adrenaline. I already did. Well, let's see what we can do now. That high protection is going to be a problem. Well, let's end. That is approximately the damage I was hoping to getting. Alright. And another 0. Well, let's at least mitigate the damage you'll take from bleeding. Yeah, the Guardians are tough.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, I'm gonna give up the holy water for the busts. Things are suddenly going badly now. Also, yeah, that is what I was worried about with Weird Reconstruction, is that it may not happen too often, but it can roll 0. And I also just kind of forgot something obvious. We have food. Use that to heal people. Okay, she's full. And considering the fact that this is one of the fish carcasses that we purify with medicinal herbs, it will probably contain more food. So, I'm just going to eat until everybody's at least basically okay for health. And hope we don't get struck by hunger, or that we find a lot of food in this carcass. Things you never thought you'd say. Let's see. gonna drop the journal page again. Alright. Light up another torch. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting something soon. Let's see what we get. Also, oh, there's a little more backtracking than I thought there was. Though I think I can skip this wing and still get 90%. And we do have 2 sets of firewood, so... Okay, it's another Drowned Thrall Pelagy Guardian combo. This is gonna be a thing.
Palpable fear.
And the Jester is stunned. And... You know, let's go with Suppressing Fire. Reduce their accuracy and critical rate. And Gargling Grab. That did a lot. Alright. Wicked Hack should be able to one-shot the... I had to open my mouth. Dirk Stab should finish the job. I need to stop doing that! I need to stop saying these things or they immediately become untrue. Okay, we're rid of the Thrall. Sniper shot the one that in the far back. It missed, but it was worth a shot. And my voice is trying to give up on me now. Okay. Let's just use Wicked Hack on... yeah, let's use Wicked Hack on the Guardian. Try and wear him down. Okay, Guardian is gonna give us some real trouble. It's only bleeding for 4. Weird reconstruction. That is... that moment when you feel like the game is cheating. That is my 3rd 0. I really shouldn't be rolling that many zeros. Well, Battlefield Bandage. We need to keep the Jester alive. Unfortunately, the Guardian is incredibly durable, and I think, yeah, he's more durable because he's using Defender. It works the same way it does for my Man-at-Arms. Well, he's lost that bonus. He's still taking a lot of damage, though. At least the Jester isn't at death's door yet. Now that I've said that... Alright. He's using Barnacle Barrier, but it's really not going to mean much at this point, because he has 2 hit points left. And Battlefield Bandage. It is really just not the Jester's day. Okay. Gonna give him a bandage because his health is so low. He's bleeding for more hit points than he has. Okay, his bleeding is gone. Weird reconstruction. Okay, that is what weird reconstruction is supposed to do. Thank you, Darkest Dungeon. Do that more! Just gonna use Sniper Shot.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Just gonna leave that stuff behind. Ship's figurehead. That sounds like one that could very easily get us into trouble. I'm not gonna risk it. Instead, I'm gonna go back 1 room, and then we're gonna make camp for the night and hope that we don't all die. Alright. Light up some firewood. We're gonna have to do just a normal meal.
The battle may yet be won.
Okay. Okay, choose Triage. And Wound Care. And the +7 stress or not, I'm using Unspeakable Commune to guarantee that we don't have. And every rose has its thorn to reduce everyone's stress. And we're back to being okay.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
That's the advantage of camping. We can turn things around fairly quickly by making camp. Okay, more of these guys. No thralls and no guardians at least, so that's good. Gotta be grateful for what we can get. I forgot to rearrange the positions, so Dirk stabs the grouper. I mean, it didn't matter because you missed, but the Hellion should be able to one-shot each of the stingers if she can hit them. And so if the Arablest and the Jester work together to take out the grouper, that's probably the best use of their time.
Another
Yeah.
abomination. Cleansed
Vastil
from
can
our
one-shot
lands.
the stinger at least most of the time. Unfortunately, the grouper is holding up a little too well. Let's take care of that.
Devastating blow.
And Patri shows them how it's done. Or alternatively, we can say he's trying to reclaim his honor after being stunned. And there we
Executed
go.
with impunity.
Right. Get us back into our default party order. And we have a torch. Don't worry, things may be looking bad, but we have a torch. Okay. Ooh. And more loot. Ooh, a map. That's actually very helpful. Just free scouting. Alright. And room battle with treasure, followed by room battle with treasure. Fortunately, we surprised them. Harvest. Alright. I wonder if she can one-shot a brawler. Not quite. And that would have finished him off if it hadn't missed. Oh. I like to punish the Acolytes. Reducing their accuracy is going to be pretty helpful. Of course, buff abilities can't miss. And stress... Yeah, I'm really liking the effects of suppressing fire. And slice off on the grouper. Still not bleeding. They knew what they were talking about with Pelagie having increased bleed resistance. Well, suppressing fire to kill one and wound the other. Seaward Slash did more damage than I really feel like it should be able to. Especially for a novice mission. Oh! And this time Slice Off has just straight up decided to miss. This grouper will not bleed. Well, weird reconstruction, finally doing the amount of healing it's supposed to do. And let's hope that luck holds out when I use it on the Jester. Iron Swan would be good, but instead of that, we have Sniper Shot. And it isn't enough. Well, let's use Harvest on corpses. I could hit it with Sacrificial Stab, but weird reconstruction is needed right now. And if it bleeds. And that'll do it.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Also, I haven't been talking about it very much, but I love the incredibly depressing descriptions of the colors of the gems. Like, green like rotting flesh, black like endless night, blue like strangled dreams. It's like, the person writing the descriptions is determined to be depressing no matter what he is talking about. And?
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Okay, we're definitely not giving up the bandages, nor are we giving up the torches, nor are we giving up... Oh, let's see, let's drop the onyx, it's black like endless night, and let's drop... We haven't actually had a use for anti-venom yet, so let's drop that for the portraits. And continue to the other rune battle with treasure that's on the other side of an obstacle. And hunger. Which means we now don't have enough food for anything less than starvation ration when we make camp, unless we find another fish carcass. Which we might. Ah, an army of groupers. You know what? I'm grateful for any enemy team that doesn't contain thralls and doesn't contain, guardians. They are determined to take out the Jester. I was hoping the Hellion would one-shot that one. Oh. I'll use sniper shot on the one I can kill. They're also determined to miss, apparently. But of course, the attack that I most need to miss refuses to. Oh, let's see how Weird Reconstruction does this time. Okay, I think I have shamed the skill into working properly. We haven't gotten a 0 in a while. We're not going to end the fight this turn, so I may as well use Sniper Shot. And then I can use Weird Reconstruction on the Occultist himself later. Especially helpful since he didn't attack the Occultist. And that's 2 corpses down. And you're now within range of Wicked Hack. And there we go. And
this expedition at least promises success.
We found Arablest only equipment. Alright. The only supply item in my inventory that I haven't tried on one of these is the firewood, and there's no way that's the interaction. And I guess we're leaving some holy water behind. Alright. I said we needed another fish carcass, and what do I get but another fish carcass?
A fortune
That
waiting to be spent.
contains no food. All the meat on those bones, and we can't eat any of it. Oh, okay. And another unsuccessful trap disarm.
Lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Alright, I'm gonna move the Jester back one so that he can,
If only
use
treasure
Battle
could
Ballad.
staunch the flow of
Or not Battle Ballad, Inspiring
otherworldly
Tune.
corruption.
Alright, we are near the end of this mission at least, which is good because we are running out of resources. And our newest encounter ripped straight from my nightmares. 2 thralls and a shocker to inflict stun to make sure you die to the thralls. Alright, that's 1 thrall down. And I'm going to use Slice Off rather than Harvest on the Stinger, actually. And Gargling Grab. The Thralls don't seem to explode until after you've attacked them at least once. I'm gonna use Weird Reconstruction because the Arabless health is very low.
But never hidden.
And yeah, this time Wicked Hack does what it's supposed to do and one-shots him. And Inspiring Tune. Reduces stress by a lot. And you're only bleeding for 4 more damage. I think I'm willing to risk it. And Rallying Flare. Wait a second. So Rallying Flare has a 60% chance of reducing each hero's stress by 1. It reduced nobody's stress by anything. What are the odds of that? Of it failing 4 times with only a 40% failure rate? What are the odds of that happening? I'm honestly curious.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Also, it's going to probably turn out that I've done the math wrong, and we have to. Also, I was wrong before. Okay, Darkest Dungeon. This is not a contest. When I say that an enemy is ripped from my nightmares, an enemy group is ripped from my nightmares, your response is not supposed to be, "Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet." But this is the scariest enemy group I think I can imagine in this part of the dungeon, or in this region. So we have stingers to stun people, a thrall to explode, and a guardian to defend the thrall. This is going to be very difficult. Okay. Start with Sacrificial Stab. I'll risk it. Okay. Now let's just hope that somebody who can damage the thrall gets a turn before... Okay. Okay, it's not using Barnacle Barrier on the thrall, at least. I do stand by the decision to use, Alright, let's see if Sacrificial Stab will hit this time. Okay. Okay, we're down to just the Guardian and his 2 backup dancers. We're rid of the thrall. That's much better. 1 backup dancer. And because of I couldn't normally hit the Guardian with the bleed inflicting ability that I want to hit him with, but because he's using Barnacle Barrier, I can. Right, and I'm just gonna have the Hellion do her thing. I really should have used Adrenaline Rush. Well, I can now. That really was obvious and I didn't think of it. Just use Adrenaline Rush to get rid of the bleeding, and the damage buff is just a nice extra. And Vulnerability X to make absolutely sure he dies next turn. Wait a second. If Barnacle Barrier hasn't worn off, I can do something hilarious next turn. Alright, the Hellion's gonna need some healing. Nope, Barnacle Barrier is worn off. I was hoping it wouldn't, so that I could use Sniper Shot on the Stinger to hit the marked Guardian. Instead, I'm just gonna use Slice Off. Critical Slice Off. And I'll just have the Aura Blessed heal people, because the Hellion should be able to finish the Guardian off by herself with Wicked Hack. Almost. The bleeding will do the rest of the work. Just gives us a turn or 2 to heal ourselves.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And there we go. I think I'm okay with leaving this stuff behind. One step and we've already got a hallway battle. Alright. Sacrificial Miss. Fortunately, the Hellion knows what she's doing. Trying to get the Jester's stress level to be slightly more normal. And Sniper Shot still doesn't one-shot the enemy. It needs Mark more than other attacks do in order to do good damage. I keep expecting Sniper Shot to be like Whoa.
The slightest lapse in concentration.
That wasn't even like a lapse in judgment. That was just an unexpected critical. Wow. Well, fortunately, we have an off healer. Of course, that could... And he's not on death's door again, but wow. Well, let's see how Weird Reconstruction handles this. It handles it acceptably. And you two are in exactly the right place to dodge Harvest. Yeah, that's... I meant to do that. Alright. Let's try that again. Okay, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen when I do
confluence of skill and purpose.
Alright, and 12. I'll admit, I haven't been having the best luck with the whole actually restoring hit points part of Weird Reconstruction. I've had pretty good luck with the bleeding, though. I haven't had a lot of people end up bleeding.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I'm gonna drop the last medicinal herbs crests. And we're just gonna lose the gold. If I want more gold, I'll bring an antiquarian. We have plenty of them. And the pack has a map inside. Doesn't tell us a whole lot. Tells us there's a room battle, though. A map containing the... Oh, no, there isn't a room battle. Oh, that's not this room. Well, we have enough food to at least have a full meal. Let's use the other firewood.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight, and uneasy companionship.
And triage, just quick heal everyone. And... every rose has its thorn, to reduce everyone's stress a bit. Unspeakable commune increases stress a little bit, but we're just gonna have to live with it. And let's use Sharpen Speaker. Alright. Yeah, I've had enough midnight surprises that...
spirits are lifted,
and
and purpose is made clear.
I've had enough midnight surprises that I'm maybe a bit more cautious than I need to be of always using something that prevents nighttime ambushes. And yep, the Jester has reduced his stress level enough that I'm putting him back in the slot. And another map! Okay, this is a much less nightmarish group than the previous ones. This should be pretty manageable. Let's start with Harvest. It's one of my favorite Jester abilities. It combines my two favorite things, hitting an area and bleeding. And Stumbling Scratch, which missed.
A powerful blow.
And Harvest wound up being kind of unnecessary. And let's bring the Acolyte forward. Which also means that I can hit the Brawler with Sniper Shot. Oh, we will survive. First, Wicked Hack. Another 24 damage critical. I will feast on your heart! And Sacrificial Stab. And now we can finish him off with basically anything. Well, Slice Off is a good candidate. Does have to hit, though. But attacks do tend to be more effective when they hit. Well, there we go.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I'm just gonna feed the food we found to the Jester. And... shovel. Let's open up a giant oyster.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
I just bumped the microphone. Sorry about that, guys. And This is the moment, well actually it's a little farther yet, is the moment where I find out that I did the math wrong and I have to go all the way back here to get to these last 3 rooms. Also, without any more medicinal herbs, there's no reason to interact with that. We have 40 crests. Alright, got another obstacle. And, ouch.
No force of will can overcome a failing body.
Well, we made it. I called it. I called it by accident, but I called it. Oops. We have to now... Sorry, guys. We just have to power through it. Let's hope none of them hallway battles respawn, because we only have 1 torch. And... yeah, I'm not giving up until we finish this mission. At this point, it's out of spite, but we got some backtracking to do. And we've had no hunger the whole way. Going all the way down this hallway, the first time there was no hunger ever. And now, backtracking, we've had hunger twice. Also, I know there's an achievement for losing a hero to hunger. I really hope I don't end up getting that achievement today. Alright, we're already almost there.
The requirements of survival cannot be met on an empty stomach.
That's thoroughly not good. And now the jester is irrational.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Partially because this is an inexperienced team, so honestly, ghoulishly, objectively speaking, it's not much of a loss if some of them die. I'm gonna press on and finish the mission because we're almost there. We're almost at the end of the mission, and I'm fairly certain I can finish it without anyone dying. Okay. Alrighty, disarmed the trap. This could contain food. It doesn't. This should be just a torch.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Light the torch immediately and then take the onyx. Okay, the fact I can't do math caused that quest to be a lot harder than it really had to be, but we survived. Let's return to the hamlet. I'm not pushing our luck any farther than I already have.
Despite its morbid aspect, this twisted, cavernous maze seems almost traversable.
No, only 6,000 gold. Well, plus the 7,500 reward, but yeah, this was mostly an heirloom mission. I'm probably going to want to send in an antiquarian sometime soon to get more gold, though. 40 crests plus then 6 buffs and 3 paintings, and then 4 paintings from the reward. Alright. A hard-skinned Hellion. That is quite nice. That is going to be helpful. A kleptomaniac occultist. And the main thing is we have another hard-skinned hero, and it's the hero type who most needs to be hard-skinned, too. I'm probably going to lock that one in when I have the money. Or when I have a caregivers convention.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
And we have more recruits than usual. Doesn't do us a whole lot of good, though. However, looking at the blacksmith... So, yeah, we definitely have enough crests. We need 12 additional deeds. Trading in all of our buffs would get us 4. And trading in all of our portraits would get us 12. Okay, let's just trade all of our portraits into deeds. And we can get the final weaponsmithing upgrade. This is gonna make a bit of a difference. Our equipment polished to a mirror finish. In preparation for taking on some of the endgame bosses, we're gonna need that. Maxed out weapons and armor can make a huge difference for survivability. Now, we have some stresses to treat. Right. I think everyone on that mission is in need of stress treatment. Oh, the occultist going to the transept, because the concept of an occultist praying to a higher power is something I find very amusing. I mean, I guess he already does have the unspeakable commune. What higher power do you think the occultist is praying to? And unfortunately, Vastal will only pray. I find that slightly ironic. Well, pray to a higher power, barbarian. But after those two missions, our first successful boss fight, and a regular exploration mission that was almost... Why am I calling that our first successful boss fight? I mean, we defeated the Hag, but it's not our first veteran boss fight, much less our first boss fight at all. Why am I trying to call that... I guess I'm thinking because it was the first mission that we did in this episode. But we've had a successful boss fight, and we've had a basic exploration mission that was very nearly a failure. I'd say we've done enough for one episode. So, this is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.